Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Modesty33 here, aka Crystal with a C, back at you with another video. But if you're new to my channel, you just happen to click on welcome. I try to put out 1 to 2 videos a week. I do sit downs, reviews, reactions, vlogs. So if any of that interests you, make sure you check out the prior videos on my channel. And if you see anything you like before you leave, make sure you subscribe. So today, you guys, I'm actually going to be doing a 1-year review / wear and tear on this little cutie right here, which is my Louis Vuitton Bumbag in the monogram canvas, and it is the vachette leather trimming, as you guys probably well know, because I've talked about this bag multiple times on my channels, or on my channel, should I say. I've talked about this bag multiple times and just wanted to give you guys a 1-year review. But first we're gonna go into the details of this bag. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of background as far as why I got this bag, and then go ahead and get into the wear and tear after 1 year of use. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. So as far as the details, I'm gonna be looking down at my notes because I wanna stay on track, you guys. We gotta stay on track. So as far as the details of this particular item, and I'm just kind of pulling some of this information from the Louis Vuitton website. As far as the length of the bum bag, it is 14.6 inches long. So I'm guessing like from, I don't know how far they count that, maybe from here to here, or it could just be like this little body right here, but it's 14.6 inches nonetheless. As far as the height, it is 5.5 inches high as far as here to there. And again, these are from the Louis Vuitton website. So I know if I, measured it individually or, just kind of took out my little measuring tape, I might get something a little bit different, but I am going to be taking everything from the actual website. So again, 14.6 long, 5.5 inches high. And as far as the width or depth of this bag, it clocks it at 5.1 inches deep. So again, as far as some additional details on the website, they do describe this bag as being monogram coated canvas with natural cowhide leather. And again, the natural cowhide leather is the vachette leather that we know it as. It does have a cotton canvas lining. We are going to be looking at the interior, but I do actually have an organizer on the interior of this bag. So that's why it's kind of structured right now, but otherwise it would be very smushy. So we'll talk about that as well. It does have gold color metal or metallic pieces. So this chain does not come with the bag. It's just something I added. I did get this from Samorga, which is a bag organizer company. If you're unfamiliar, let me get fully into frame because I feel like you guys can't see the bag completely. But again, it does have these gold pieces or gold metallic hardware. So like you have the back zipper here, you have the LV on the zipper back here. You have, some gold pieces right here that are holding the strap. And then, yeah, some of these, like, again, little gold pieces. I do have this bag on the very shortest setting. So it does extend out very long, and we'll talk about those dimensions as well. And then you do have the double zipper opening right here, which also has the LV. And then you have the D-ring down here that has, a really thick clip here. So that's all the kind of gold hardware on this bag. It does talk about the 1D ring like I mentioned before. It has a zip back pocket that I just showed you. The strap drop does clock it as 33.5 inches. And then the strap drop max is 50.4 inches. And then it does have the adjustable belt, which is again this portion here, and it has it between like 85 centimeters and 128 centimeters. Don't know what that is in inches, but again, if you look at the website, it does have those details there, and you can just kind of do a centimeter to inches conversion, and it'll let you know as far as the inches are concerned. But yeah, those are the details pretty much of this particular bag. Now I want to go ahead and kind of get into the background as far as why I purchased this particular item, which is kind of a funny story. So you guys, I've seen this handbag for years. I have strongly disliked this bag. For years when I saw people do unboxings and talk about this particular bag, I would click off of the video because I'm like, y'all need to stop playing with me. I do not like that bag. So I just did not like it. I didn't like the aesthetic of it. I didn't think it was cute. And when did that change for me? That changed, I would say, last July, August. I don't really know the exact month or day, but what I do recall is going into the Chanel boutique actually and picking up the Chanel combat boots that I've talked about, and I did a recent review about in another video. So I was in the Chanel boutique, I picked up those combat boots, and I actually saw a young lady. She was actually wearing this particular bag, and she was kind of wearing it as like, you know, almost like this number here on her shoulder. And so I saw it and I was looking at it, and it had a really nice patina to it. So, you know, you could tell that it was well used, well loved. I don't know, you know, maybe she bought it used, maybe she bought it new. It doesn't really matter, but it had a really nice patina to it. So I just looked at it, and for whatever reason, I really fell in love with the bag. At that point in time, no video convinced me that I watched ever like about this bag, but when I saw it in person, I really fell in love with the aesthetic of this particular bag. Then I went back and rewatched those videos and watched them completely, of the videos I had previously clicked off of, and watched them again. And you know, again, it just more so reaffirmed my love for this particular bag and bag style, should I say. So this bag was actually purchased September of last year of 2020. I actually purchased this bag through a sales associate in Austin, Texas that I met 3 years ago when my best friend and I, when we went to Dallas, Texas. So we ended up getting this sales associate his information. He was really friendly. And this was when we were, we went to Dallas, but we visited Austin as well. So this sales associate worked at a boutique in Austin, and he was really friendly. And so we kept his information, or she kept his information, and she gave it to me, because I did call like the Louis Vuitton, you know, customer service line, and they said that this bag pretty much was on back order and they could not locate it in the United States. So I did get with him, and I texted him, reached out to him, because he did help me get a few other items as well. And he told me he could order it from the warehouse, and whenever it was ready, they would send it out to me, and I would just go ahead and pay through invoice. So that's what we did. And probably maybe 2 weeks later, I did get this bag in the mail. Again, this was September of last year. So, and from the time I opened it, I would say that that unboxing, and you'll see it on my channel, maybe it's not the best, I don't know. I haven't looked back at it, but from the time that I unboxed it, in my opinion, that was probably I don't want to say the best unboxing, but I would say that my reaction as far as when I first saw this bag was definitely excited, and more so than many other bags that I've unboxed, because you know, sometimes when I unbox stuff or unbox certain items, I look at it and I have to like really think about it. That's what I talked about in my last video as far as the Alma PM that I just got. But when I unboxed this item, I genuinely was excited. I thought it was beautiful. I thought the hardware was beautiful. And so that is probably the last unboxing I did that I recall that I was genuinely excited. And it was my first time ever seeing the bag like up close and personal, even though I did see, you know, that girl carry it in the boutique. I wasn't that close to her. I just kind of saw her from across the boutique. So this was my first time interacting with this bag up close and personal. I absolutely loved it and put my items in it that day, wore it out to the movies, and yeah, I was just been in love since. So that is essentially the background of me ordering this bag, being interested in the bag. Now let's go ahead and get into the wear and tear after a year. So when we talk about wear and tear, you guys, it's really important to conceptualize how frequently I've actually worn this bag in the past year, because we can talk about wear and tear and I can tell you, oh, I've had the bag for a year, but if I've only worn it 5 times in the past year, then that's not really giving you a good idea of how this bag would wear under normal conditions if this was like my daily bag that I would use going out. So to conceptualize how often I've used this bag, probably in a month, like in a 30-day time period, I would say I use this bag 2 to 3 weeks out of a month. So very frequently, I've used it in the past year. A lot of the wear, I would say, on this bag probably happened within the first 3 months from accidents and, you know, just different things that occur. But yeah. So one of the things that happened, and it's not something that you're gonna be able to notice very well. I'm gonna take some pictures after filming this to kind of get some close-up shots, you guys. But one of the things that happened is, you know, I do have my bag sometimes in bed with me when I go to sleep in the evening. So one of the things that happened is I did have like a headscarf, and I talked about this in another video, and the headscarf had oils on it. I am natural, I use oils. So I just had the headscarf in bed, and then I had this bag in bed, and some of the oils and the dye from the headscarf, which was a black headscarf, did leak onto the strap of this bag. And so I did take a magic eraser to it because it was really, really bad, you guys. I took a magic eraser to it and, you know, pretty much tried to cleanse the dye out of the bag. And I was pretty overall successful, but what ended up happening is you have some areas of the strap that are kind of lighter than others. I don't know if that's something, yeah, like you'll be able to really tell. I think this is one of the areas that I scrubbed, and yeah, like it's a little bit lighter. I can tell up close, but yeah, because it doesn't match the rest of the patina of the bag. So I have some of those areas on the strap, which is fine. You have to keep in mind, you guys, with Louis Vuitton, even though you don't want to get the bag dirty, you don't want to ruin it or damage it in any way, I could always go to Louis Vuitton and get this leather replaced. So that's one thing I do try to keep in mind when I get, you know, overly sensitive, or you know, I don't know, when I just get a little stressed out, or not stressed, but uptight about some of these handbags. You know, a lot of them, you can take them to the store or the boutique and they can be replaced. Some of the items that are, you know, damaged or whatever can be replaced. So that's one of the areas. I do have water spots on the strap because I have worn it out in the rain before. Not necessarily intentionally, but sometimes, you know, I was like, oh, it's not that bad, and I really wanted to take the bag out. Like, there's some rain spots on this little portion here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see some of that. Like, there's like a spot here, and there's some other spots over here. So yeah, there are some rain spots on this strap. There's some like right here as well. I think you guys can pretty much see that in the light. But overall, unless you're looking very close, you don't really notice those particular things. Certainly when I'm wearing the bag out, it doesn't bother me. So those are areas of wear. On the interior, I would say that there's no real wear because I do use an organizer. I think there's some wear on the leather, like by the D-ring as well. You're not gonna be able to see it though, but looks like maybe like a little bit of darkness. I think some of the dye did get on that portion as well. But yeah, like overall, I would say the bag looks pretty good with so much use after 1 year's time. So let's get into the interior. I can kind of show you guys how it looks. But as I said, I do keep an organizer in this bag. I got this organizer from Zimone, which is a bag organizer company. But let me go ahead and take it out and you can kind of see. If you don't have the organizer inside, which this is an organizer specifically for the bum bag, it is in a like burgundy color, just so for me, like my items are a bit more visible. But if you don't have the organizer inside, it is very smushy. And the interior, like I said in the description, it is that black canvas material. And you see there is that bit of leather on the interior here. But it's clean on the inside. Really, I very rarely use this bag without the organizer. Pretty much since I've gotten the bag, I had the organizer and I pretty much keep it inside. Number one, to maintain the structure of it, but the other thing is too, what I noticed, and you know, recently I went to an event and I did take the organizer out so I could fit like a full-size water bottle inside of this bag. But what I noticed is that when you open the bag and the organizer is not inside, for me anyway, my items inside more easily spilled out, especially when the bag was like pretty much filled to the brim. So you can definitely fit more items in here without the organizer. But I feel like when you open them and if you don't have the bag supported, like if it's not on your waist, or if you know, not holding it, then your items will spill out. That's what happened to me. Whereas when I have the organizer inside, that never happens. Like my items are in place and they never fall out whether the bag is, you know, this way, whether it's on my chest sideways, like none of my items ever fall out. So that's what I would say the advantage is of having the organizer inside. It maintains the structure, especially when the bag is stored, but it also makes sure that your items don't freely move around like it would if they were not inside of the organizer. So that's my appeal for the organizer in, you know, 2 minutes. So yeah, the inside has no wear. We're just gonna zip that back up. I do like that this bag has 2 zippers, and I don't really notice a big issue with zipping and unzipping it. You know, it's not like a seamless zipper, and it is like, again, curved edges. Mostly if I'm using the bag a lot, I will keep the lip flipped up like this. So there's really no issue as far as zipping and unzipping it from my opinion and standpoint. I really love the back pocket, you guys, just because it is a big full-size back pocket. It can fit my iPhone 12 Pro Max with no issues, as well as other items. You see, I do have some stuff back here. I think probably receipts and notes. But I'm never too far from this bag. I usually switch into it, again, like I said, at least 3 weeks out of the month for my lifestyle. So, yeah, I use all of the things with this bag pretty frequently. Now, the one area I say that probably in the future, I don't know, I'm a little concerned about is the folding of this canvas here and what this might do in years to come. And this is why I feel like, you know, a lot of people talk about the fact that the canvas now on a lot of the bags, and you see it here too, kind of like this folding. So I do try to keep the bag open as much as possible and not let it fold and stay in that position for a very long period of time. But, you know, a lot of people talk about how the canvas is just very thin and it's not as thick as it used to be. I feel like with some bags, such as this one, for example, it benefits from thinner canvas so it can be more flexible, because I just imagine if the canvas was thicker, you probably would see more issues with like the cracking of the canvas sooner. So that's something I'm keeping my eyes on. But if any of you guys who have this bag and you've experienced that at all, or you know, you notice any issues with those areas of your bag, please let me know below. I just want to make sure I'm being on the lookout for certain things as much as possible. But yeah, those are kind of all the areas that I'm just kind of looking down at my notes. Yeah, those are kind of all the areas I notice as far as like wear and tear is concerned. Now I am going to be including some mod shots so you can kind of see the bag on my body frame and what I'm wearing today. But I wear this bag again so much. I've talked about it so much on my channel. Overall, you guys, I know that Louis Vuitton just had a really big price increase. So when I purchased this bag, I think it was like $16.70 or $16.90 maybe. So I think when I purchased it, it wasn't far from a price increase that had just happened. And I think when I purchased it, there was another price increase that happened. But it was like it was still in the 1600s when I purchased it. And now it's like 1900 when you look on the website. I still think it's worth it, to be honest, for as much as I've used this bag in the past year. And I would go as far as to say that this is my favorite Louis Vuitton bag like ever that I've had. This is like my favorite one ever. Like, it's just absolutely perfect for my lifestyle, for everyday use. And I just see so many uses for this particular bag moving forward. Whether you travel or you don't travel a whole lot, I just think there's something to be said about being hands-free and having not just a crossbody, but, you know, really it being across your chest and having that security that, you know, no one is touching your bag, you know, is unless somebody's, you know, again, threatening you directly, like no one's going to take anything out of your bag, you know, unless, again, like I said, they are directly threatening you. You know, I don't worry about like a pickpocket or anything like that when the bag is across my chest or if it's around my waist. So yeah, so those are things to think about as far as this particular bag is concerned. But overall, I would highly recommend it. Like I said, it's my favorite Louis Vuitton bag in my collection right now. To me, it has a modern twist to it as far as the uses that people have, as far as across the chest, on the shoulder, but also it has a vintage appeal to it as well. You know, I can see being that granny with the bum bag across my waist, even again across the chest or even on the shoulder. I just feel like this bag spans generations. So that's just my, you know, personal opinion about the bag. If you own the bag, let me know below. Or if you're thinking about it, definitely comment below. Let me know, you guys. But that's pretty much it that I wanted to share about this bag. Hopefully you enjoyed the mod shots. It kind of gives you an idea of how this bag looks on an average size person. I am 5'6". So yeah. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's pretty much it that I want to talk about as far as the 1 year wear and tear of this bag. If you have any questions, comment below as far as something I didn't cover or discuss in this video. I definitely am happy to address that later on. Also, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you do share it with anyone else who's looking at reviews as far as wear and tear regarding the bum bag. And also, before you leave, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. You do that by hitting the red button below and hitting the bell next to it so you're notified when I do upload future videos. Again, guys, thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.